Good day, everyone. I am Zyrus Osis, and today we will going to discuss the chapter 2, which is the teaching literature and overview, and the lesson 1, value of literature. Teaching literature is a vital endeavor that enriches students' understanding of the human experience through diverse narratives and perspectives. The value of literature extends far beyond mere entertainment. It encompasses a wide array of categories, including historical, political, philosophical, artistic, moral, cultural, and ethical dimensions. Each of these values plays a crucial role in shaping critical thinking, empathy, and cultural awareness among learners. Along with the surging stream of overall civilization, the restless situation of politics, media bias, and misinformation, the twist of modern educational theories, and the advent of social media, a significant set of questions occurs. Why read literature? What value do literature have? A book may be considered great if it meets 3 criteria. The first one is universality. The book speaks to people across many ages, affecting, inspiring, and changing readers far removed from the time and place in which it was written. So when we say universality, it means that a book's themes and messages resonate with people of all ages and backgrounds, like how Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet continue to inspire readers today with its timeless story of love and conflict. The second one is centered in a single idea and themes that address matters of enduring importance. So a book centered is a single idea focuses on important themes that matter over time, like To Kill a Mockingbird, which deals with racism and justice, making its message relevant across generations. The last criteria is it features novel language. The great book is written in a beautiful language that enriches the mind and elevates the soul. A book with novel language uses beautiful and powerful words that inspire and uplift readers, like in Pride and Prejudice, where Jane Austen's elegant writing captures the emotions and social issues of her time, making it a joy to read. So, why read literature? Here are 6 possible reasons by David M. Wright. So, the first one, reading great literature exercises the imagination. So, reading great literature exercises the imagination because reading stories allows us to meet interesting characters and experience their lives, which sparks our creativity and helps us imagine new worlds, like how Harry Potter lets readers envision a magical school. Number 2, reading literature transport us out of the current context and into the other ages and places. So interacting with characters across space and time diminishes our ignorance. Like, for example, the story I Love You Since 1892, written by Binibining Mia. So readers explore love across time, learning to appreciate diverse experiences and emotions. Number 3, reading literature enables us to see the world through the eyes of others. So it trains the mind to be flexible, to comprehend points of view, to set aside one's personal perspective, to see life through the eye of someone who is of another age, class, or race. Number 4, great works of literature have played a fundamental role in shaping society. So influential stories set patterns for future narratives. For instance, Taming the Waves, written by Inksteady, showcases personal growth and resilience, themes that resonate widely and inspire other writers. Number 5, reading literature fosters contemplation and reflection and improves our facility with language and vocabulary. So interacting with this text requires deliberate, conscious thinking to understand and retain longer units of thoughts. So engaging with complex text requires careful thought, enhancing language skills. In a storied dosage of serotonin by Inksteady, the rich descriptions challenge readers to think deeply about mental health, improving their vocabulary as they navigate the narrative. Number 6, reading literature helps us to know ourselves, in short, to understand man. For the subject of literature is man. So in its pages, We learn about our creative and moral faculties, our conscience, and most importantly, our soul. So we see man at the height of his glory and the depths of his folly with every heart-rending thought, action, emotion, and belief in between. For example, The Taste of Sky, written by Venture Canard. So it explores personal struggles and triumphs, helping readers reflect on their own lives and emotions while connecting with the universal human experiences. Now let's talk about the values of literature. So value of literature refers to those qualities of literary piece or genre of literature that make them worthwhile to read. If we feel our time reading is well spent, we can say that a work has value for us. So the value of literature means the important qualities that make a book or story worth reading. So when a piece of literature makes us feel like our time spent reading, it is valuable. So it shows that the work has meaning for us. This can include things like interesting characters, powerful themes, beautiful writing, or lessons about life. However, if we feel that reading a book was a complete waste of time, we might say it has no value for us. However, there are many levels in between a book being completely worthless and being very valuable. Some books might not be our favorite, but still have some interesting parts or lessons. On the other hand, if someone just doesn't enjoy reading at all, then they can't really judge whether a book has value or not because they aren't engaging with it in the first place. In short, value in literature can vary from person to person based on their interests and experiences. The following are the different categories of value of literature. Literature has entertainment value if reading it gives occasion to enjoy yourself, though not everyone will enjoy the same kinds of stories, styles of themes. Being entertained is important, but being bored does not give anyone license to reject a work outright. So what entertains one person might not entertain another. So it's okay to feel bored by a book, but that doesn't mean we should completely dismiss it as unworthy. Just because a story doesn't appeal to us personally doesn't mean it has no value for others. So different people find enjoyment in different kinds of literature, and that's part of what makes reading diverse and interesting. Political value. Literature has political value if reading it gives occasion to change how a person thinks or acts. Politics is about the management and flow of power, and power, like electricity, flows from one to end of a circuit to another to make things happen. So literature can influence politics by changing how people think or act, which in turn affects the flow of power in society. Power works like electricity moving through a system to create change, and literature can be a catalyst for the process by inspiring new ideas and actions. Artistic value. Literature has artistic value if reading it gives occasion to contemplate the nature of beauty and human creativity. There are many works of literature that experiment with the limits of language and its expressive power. Literature allows us to reflect on what makes something beautiful and how humans express themselves creatively. For example, Shakespeare's sonnets explore themes of beauty through poetic language, inviting readers to ponder the essence of beauty. Literature helps us contemplate the nature of beauty and human creativity. Literature allows us to reflect on human creativity by showcasing unique storytelling techniques, imaginative worlds, and innovative uses of language. This reflection encourages readers to appreciate the creative process and possibly inspire their own creative endeavors. Cultural value. Literature has cultural value if reading it gives occasion to think about the place and time of the author at the time the work was written. Literature provides cultural value by giving readers a chance to understand the historical context in which it was written, allowing them to reflect on how time and place influence the author's works. This understanding helps readers connect with different eras and environments. If their work addresses the attitudes, customs, and values of their time or another time, then the work has cultural value. Literature sheds light on the place and time for the author of the work. Historical value. Literature has historical value if reading it gives occasion to think about the past, how things change over time, and how the world has evolved into what it is today. Literature provides historical value by encouraging readers to reflect on past events, societal changes over time, and how these developments have shaped the present. This reflection helps readers understand how history has influenced current conditions. Works of literature can help us learn about the past, process the past, and use the past to our advantage. Sometimes the historical value of a work is that it shows us what we have gained and what we have lost. Literature serves as a tool for learning about historical events and understanding their impact on society. By processing past experience through literature, we can gain valuable insights that help us navigate current challenges more effectively. Philosophical value. Literature has philosophical value if reading it gives occasion to explore the nature of human knowledge, how we know and what we can know. Literature offers philosophical value by prompting readers to think about how we acquire knowledge, what we can truly know, and the limits of human understanding. This exploration encourages readers to ponder fundamental questions about existence and reality. Some writers explore philosophical issues deeply because they are often a source of prizes that can create great drama and raise intriguing questions. Writers often delve into philosophical themes because these issues can lead to conflicts or crises that make compelling stories. By exploring these themes, literature raises through thought-provoking questions that engage readers intellectually and emotionally. Moral value. Literature is said to have moral value when it has a lesson to learn and teaches us how to live, or even just attempts to do so. Then it has a moral dimension. Literature has moral value when it provides lessons that guide us on how to live, helping us understand right from wrong and encouraging ethical behavior. These lessons can be explicit or implicit, but they always aim to influence readers' moral perspective. Plato, one of the earliest philosophers to explore the moral dimension of stories and poetry. Plato was among the first philosophers who examined how stories and poetry could shape moral understanding. He recognized that literature could both reflect and influence societal values, making it a significant tool for exploring ethical questions. To appreciate means to measure the value of something. To appreciate something means evaluating its worth or significance. In literature, appreciating a work involves recognizing its themes, messages, or impact on our understanding of life's values. Lastly is the ethical value. Literature has ethical value if reading it gives occasion to think about ethical questions. Literature provides ethical value by encouraging readers to consider questions about right and wrong, prompting them to think critically about moral issues. This reflection helps readers develop their own ethical perspectives and understand different viewpoints. If we reflect on a more moral code instead of simply rejecting it or embracing it, then we are thinking ethically, and literature that promotes such thinking is ethically valuable. Here are some important ethical questions. What is the good life? What is the excellent life? Where do the definition of good and excellent come from? Why do different definitions come into conflict? On what basis do they conflict? Remember, works that raise questions do not always answer them. To measure the ethical value of a work of literature, we need to ask the following questions. Do the characters make choices in the work? What are those choices? Do the characters or speakers defend particular beliefs or points of view? What are they? What motivates those choices or beliefs or points of view in the work? Where does the